What's good, my peeps? Real quick, I wanted to drop another discussion video regarding Rebirth of Souls. Just yesterday, we finally got 𝐤𝐲𝐬's trailer. I'm glad he made the roster, and admittedly, he looks like one of the more fun characters in the game so far, but I can't overstate enough just how unhype I was watching the whole thing, and I have to chalk it up to what I'm calling Soul Reaper fatigue. I don't know about all of you, but I am getting increasingly worried about the severe lack of a 𝐼𝐲𝐬𝐞 in this game. Now, the developers themselves have said this game is going up to 𝐼𝐧𝐼𝐻's defeat, right? And if we're to speculate that as of right now there are only, well, let's say a minimum of 7 more characters, because you know they could still do like a 5-in-1 trailer for the launch trailer or whatever. Just, you know, they could handle it however they want. But bare minimum, if we're getting 1 character trailer every week up until the release, we can speculate at least 7 more characters to be revealed. And if that's the case, there are a lot of 𝐒℟𝐼𝐻 and even 𝐻𝐻𝑆PADA that just straight up are not going to be in this game. Like, the overwhelming majority of battles within this game's Soul Society arc are going to be between playable characters, while, like, majority of the 𝐒℟𝐼𝐻 arc is just going to be boss characters like Jadambo and Grand Fisher are. To be honest, it's getting to me. It kinda sucks. Like, every week, I wake up hoping to see Stark, Harabel, Noritora, or even a surprise 𝐒℟𝐼𝐻, like one of the Fraction, for instance. But every week, it's just another Soul Reaper. Obviously, excluding Silaporo, who we just got recently. But aside from him, if you look at the site, like, look in comparison. All these Soul Reapers, and we currently have 4 𝐒℟𝐼𝐻 in the game. And I know an argument can be made for, like, well, all the Soul Reapers play a pivotal role in both Soul Society and the 𝐒℟𝐼𝐻 invasion arcs. So of course they're going to be playable. Not all the 𝐒℟𝐻 are necessarily that relevant, outside of whatever fight they were in, right? I get it, but still, it sucks to see so many missing 𝐒℟𝐻 when characters like 𝐒𝐴ZRU are in the base roster. I mean, really, like, what? Why did we need 𝐒𝐴ZRU when we couldn't get all of the 𝐻𝐻𝑆PADA? And heck, I would even make a point for 𝐿𝐼𝐻. Like, did we really need 𝐿𝐼𝐻 to be playable? Now, hear me out. I appreciate the fact that she's in this game. Her character model looks great. Her moveset looks great. A lot of people are sleeping on her, but I actually think she looks pretty fun, especially her 𝐈𝐲𝐬𝐞𝐈𝐻 awakening. I, for one, am looking forward to playing 𝐿𝐼𝐻, but we did not need her to be a playable character in this game. Like, if we had to look at this roster and just say who's slot fillers, 𝐿𝐼𝐻 would be one of them, in all fairness. But the biggest slot filler of all time is 𝐒𝐴ZRU. I cannot believe he's a playable character, and at this rate, it doesn't look like we're going to get all the 𝐻𝐻𝑆PADA. Now, again, they could do a surprise trailer, they could do like a 5-in-1 trailer, and then this entire video will be completely pointless. I would look forward to that. I would welcome that. I would love to be wrong. But as things are right now, I can't really get hype as I'm watching these character trailers when it's just Soul Reaper after Soul Reaper after Soul Reaper. And if we want to get real fair here, we're also not getting all the visors. We're just getting Shinji. The rest of them probably don't even have character models. They might, but as things stand right now, we're just getting Shinji. Hiyori's going to be a part of his movesets, and the rest will just be names in the background. But here we are with 𝐒𝐴ZRU and 𝐿𝐼𝐻 in the base roster. Now, ultimately, this really doesn't mean a lot. This is the first Bleach game we've gotten in over a decade. They're doing so much right with this game that it's almost a little pretentious of me to make back-to-back discussion videos talking about the things I don't like, but I would just like to vent my frustration since, you know, I have a platform to do that on. At the end of the day, I'm still hyped for this game. I still think this is going to be my game of the year regardless of the character roster. No complaints I have thus far are taking away from my overall excitement, nor is it making me think any less of the developers behind it or the game as a whole. But I can't help but be a little bit disappointed with the severe lack of 𝐒℟𝐻. I mean, outside of the 𝐻𝐻𝑆PADA, I wholeheartedly believe a lot of Fraction should have been playable. Like, any of the Tres Bestias, for instance. Harabel's entire team, I feel like should have been playable. Is that asking for a lot? Yes, I know that. But in all fairness, 𝐒𝐴ZRU's on the base roster, so why not any of the Tres Bestias? If Stark's in the game, which a lot of people are just saying that top 3 𝐻𝐆PADA are guaranteed to be playable, so that would include Stark, Harabel, and Baragon. I, for one, still think Baragon might end up being a boss-only type character. I hope I'm wrong on that, but I feel like he will be. But even if Stark's playable, Lil Annette is just going to be part of his moveset. Like, 𝐒�R𝐼𝐬 had to be in the game, but Lil Lynette's just going to be a side character. And that same thing also applies to Hiyori. She's not playable. She's just part of Shinji's moveset, which does kind of suck. I feel like Silent Pearl's brother could have been playable. Tsuruchi, since Uryu's in this game, he doesn't have that many fights to go through. So Tsuruchi should have been playable. If she's in the game, she'll just be a boss. And even Noritora's Fraction could have been playable. Like, so many Arrancar would have made fairly interesting or unique additions to this game. But no, it's just Soul Reaper after Soul Reaper. And I'm willing to bet next week will be Ikkaku, because we still haven't gotten Ikkaku's trailer yet. We don't know if he's going to be in the game, but there's no way 𝐒𝐴ZUDU and Shuhei are in the game if Ikkaku isn't. And if it isn't, that's great. If it is an Arrancar, woohoo. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that there are going to be a lot of missing Arrancar in this roster. And we can't even sit here and say, oh, maybe there'll be DLC, because that's just being saved for 1000-year Blood War characters. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to vent that out. How do you guys feel about this? Were any of you looking forward to an Arrancar that you just know isn't going to make the roster, despite the fact that someone like 𝐒𝐿 did? Let me know how you're feeling about all this in the comments below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys whenever.